We left off on page 59. I was breaking down the actual steps. Do anybody remember where we were?
You're on five.
Five. Yeah. So we went over the 4 parts of the 4th step, right? And coincidentally, I just needed to show somebody this earlier. And so I figured it would make sense to show it to you all. Let's back up for a second to step 4. Turn to page 64. The second paragraph says, therefore, we started upon the personal inventory. This was step 4. And then it started giving me explanation about what the 4th step is. A fact finding and fact facing step, right? It's telling me that I need to discover the truth about the stock in trade. Okay, it's telling me basically that I need to look at all these bad areas and be willing to get rid of them, okay? And then it goes so far as to breaking down each area. The resentments being the number 1 offender, fears being bracketed, and then it talks about sex conduct, and then it talks, and harms outside of sex is with that. Those are the 4 parts of the 4th step, okay? I don't know nothing about no packets. Okay, and I was gonna say, I said last week, I was gonna say this, I was like, this is about to be offensive to some people because I know a lot of people are using the packets. I am not saying that if you're using a packet that you are doing it wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I didn't use a packet. Okay, read between the lines. Okay, I'm sorry.
Did the book use a packet?
The book did not use a packet.
It's not AA approved literature either.
I think the packet is just
Wait, we're not doing that.
No.
We're not doing that. The book, the packet is not AA approved literature is all I need to say. Okay, the truth can stand on its own, folks. All right. Now I know that's a little offensive for some of you that's using the packets, and y'all too, the motherfuckers that's watching, y'all. I know y'all offended, and it's okay. It's okay. I'm just telling the truth. So, are you mad at the messenger, or you mad at the truth? Okay, that's the question you need to ask yourself, because we study and we teach straight out of this book. This is not my opinion. This is not what I think is right. This is the information that they gave us years ago. Okay, and so that's the way that I was taught to teach my ladies, and that's the way I'm teaching my ladies to teach their ladies. Okay, straight out of the book. This information was so cold, we didn't need to add nothing to it or take it away. Okay, we didn't need to add anything. Like, if there was something that needed to be added, they would have added it before now. Okay, they are very clear and concise. They were very articulate about this information to the point where they would say the shit 5 times in a different way to drive the point home for me. Okay, if they wanted us to use a packet, it would have said it at the bottom of the, hey, don't think y'all could print out them packets. Okay, they would have told us where to print them from and everything if they wanted us to use them. Now that's my opinion and that's my perception. Don't be offended. Now, another thing I will tell you about, we moving on, 5th step. There are some things we did talk about the 5th step last week. We did cover the 5th step and some of the information in the 5th step. The 5th step principle is integrity. It says admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. Let's talk about it for a minute, because there are some people that did their 5th steps with their sponsors, and there's also some people that chose to do their 5th step with a priest. Okay, the book does say that you can do it with a priest. I'll explain why I chose not to do it with a priest. They tell me in this book, when it started explaining the 5th step information, it starts talking about being prepared for the long talk. To be prepared for the long talk, to me, definitely means a conversation supposed to be taking place between 2 people, okay, or more, whatever. But it's clearly not a situation where it does not say Nope, can't say that. Never mind. Never mind. It says so when it talks about being prepared for the long talk, and then it says that the other reason why I did it with my sponsor is because it talks about that person that's doing the fifth step with you being able to point out the exact nature of the defect. Okay, from my experience, from the people that I know have did it with a priest, the priests do not talk back. They kind of treat it like a confession. Okay, they sit there and listen to you pour out all this information, and they do not point out the exact nature. Okay, maybe at the end they do something like this and say, you know, God bless you, and cast it all away. I don't know, but what I'm saying is, I've never heard nobody say anything. I'm trying not to be offensive, y'all. It's almost impossible. It's almost impossible not to offend somebody, you know. And I'm just telling the truth. This is my truth. This is my experience. So I've never heard nobody tell me that they did this with a priest and they pointed out the exact nature. I've never heard nobody tell me that the priest talked back to them and helped them see the selfishness, the dishonesty, you know. And so I weighed my options because it was some shit that I wanted to take to my grave, y'all, as well. So I thought about doing it with a priest. Don't get me wrong. But what happened was my support group labeled it as some bitch assness. And I'm like, wait, what? They said it's some bitch assness in there. For you to want to do it with somebody that ain't gonna never see you again, man. And I was like, fuck. But the book say I can do it with a priest. So my motto is, if it ain't in the book, man, miss me with it. But if it's in here, you know what I'm saying? And so what I'm telling y'all is the only wrong way to do the fifth step is to not do it at all. Do it with a priest, do it with your sponsor, whatever. Get it off, okay? I know people who have decades of sobriety that did their fifth step with a priest. I know somebody right now with over 30 years sober that did it with a priest. So I ain't knocking the whole priest thing. I just wanted to share my experience on why I decided to do it with my sponsor. I wanted somebody closer to me, so if I start living out of that shit, they could be like, hey man, we talked about, you had an issue with that. Okay? You got 3 men now? Like, what are we doing? You about to open it up like the Raleigh drive-thru again? Because we talked about this shit in step 5. What are you doing? Okay? Now in my mind, I didn't think that the priest would be able to do that later on down the line. And I'm ratchet and my mind is broken. So I need somebody that's gonna be able to pull my coattail and be like, hey man, we had a problem with that back in the day. What you doing? Okay. So that's the reason why I did it with a sponsor. Just want to reiterate, the only wrong way to do it is to not do it at all. Okay. Okay. So don't allow your mind to walk you into no trap. It's just some information I need to dump and get off and be free of, okay? And I need to do it, and I need to do it the right way and move on, okay? So, step 6. It says, and I want to show y'all something when I show y'all. I'm showing y'all this for a reason because, okay, go to chapter 6, page 72. Middle, right before the second paragraph, it says, this brings us to the 5th step in the program of recovery mentioned in the preceding chapter. Might want to underline that and write step 5 next to there. Just like I just showed you where step 4 at. If you turn the page,
wait, in this 76. Is it 72? 76. Oh, 76. Is that what you're talking about?
76. Well, if you turn the page to 76, yes. Yes, same book, Robin.
76?
Yeah.
We did 72 and now we're going
72 was now this brings us to the 5th step, remember? And now we move on to page 76. At the top, it says, if we can answer to our satisfaction, we then look at step 6. You want to underline, write step 6 next to there. They're telling me that these are the steps in order. This is why I don't need no packet. The shit is concise and perfectly written, okay? It said, now after the 5th step is done, my sponsoree go home and do their hour, okay, and follow the directions of going over the first 5 proposals, making sure they ain't leave anything out. I usually tell my sponsorees, call me after your hour. And I also give them some other directions on that hour. You cannot go to sleep. You cannot have on music, the TV. Your phone need to be off, and whoever in the house with you need to know that you cannot be interrupted during the 60 minutes. You can do more than 60 minutes. You cannot do less than 60 minutes. Those are my instructions. That is not in the book. Okay, I want to separate my information from the book's information. That is not in the book. It tells you to take an hour. So find somewhere where you can be quiet for an hour. So to me, that means no interruptions. Okay, but it didn't specifically state no TV, no music, no like that. You know what I'm saying? So use your own discretion. Shit, if you want to tell your sponsorees that they can go, listen to music during the hour, I don't know. That's your prerogative. It didn't state it in the book that we couldn't. It just said quiet. When it say quiet for an hour, though, for me, that means quiet. That means nothing should be playing. The TV, the music, none of that shit. I need to be trying to connect to this power that I'm trying to get close to. Thanking him from the bottom of my heart that I know him better. Thanking him that I got somebody I just got all this information off with. I got somebody now I can talk about my whole damn life with. I could talk about all this deep, dark secrets I've been walking around with, hiding and shit. I got somebody I can share that shit with now when it come up, right? So step 6 says we were entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. The principle is willingness. And on page 76, that's where it is. It says if we can answer to our satisfaction, we then look at step 6. Satisfaction they're referring to is that we ain't left nothing out in 5. It says we have emphasized willingness, got that underline, highlight that if you ain't got it, as being indispensable. Okay, indispensable means absolutely necessary. Okay, so getting to a certain part in this process saying I don't want to do that and I'm scared to do it, like it's ridiculous. Okay, they telling me that willingness is indispensable. Are we now ready to let God remove from us all the things we have admitted that are objectionable? They talking about, am I now willing to have God remove all this stuff I just wrote down in 4? All the shit that I just talked about in 5. Am I ready? The lying, the stealing, the cheating, the hoeing, the everything. Am I ready to have God change me? Being willing is all it takes to be on step 6, y'all. So when somebody asks you what step you on, don't say damn step 6. Okay? It is impossible to be on step 6. Okay? Step 6, 7, and 8 should be done all in one sitting, people. The people that's out here trying to teach these people. It says, can he now take them all, every one? If we still cling to something we will not let go, we ask God to help us be willing. Sex conduct. Okay, if we still clinging to an area that's unhealthy, they telling me to ask God for help in that area, right? Because step 6 is all about being willing to have God remove all these objectionable things in my character, right? But usually for each human, there's one thing that a person want to hold on to. I don't know if that's sex conduct for you, but it's sex conduct for most people. Not for all people, because everybody don't have no problem in that area, and I'm one of them. Okay, I never had a problem. I didn't have a problem in that area in recovery. I had a problem in that area out in the street, though. So in here, I just came in here and made a decision that I ain't doing that shit in here. I did that out there. Okay, so whatever your flaw is, know that you are human. Know that we all are human. Ain't no perfect humans. I used my girl line the other night. I failed as a human. My mate looked at me like I was crazy. I was serious in the motherfucker. I failed as a human. I failed. Like, take me from off that pedestal. Lower your expectations. I'm a fucking human, okay? That means mistakes are gonna be made. I didn't hurt you on purpose. Right. Now, my tone wasn't like that, because when you hurt somebody, you need to be in an apologetic tone. So it was, I was in my soft girl era. You know what I'm saying? I apologize, baby. I failed as a human. They don't
know what to do with that.
They don't know what to do with that. They look at you. Write that down. Yeah. Go in your soft girl bag. Go in your soft girl bag. They don't know how to handle that shit. Baby looked at me like I was stone cold crazy. But the mood changed because I'm in an apologetic state of mind. All right? Because naturally my mindset want to go, who the fuck you talking to? Who do you think you talking to? Who the fuck is you talking? Naturally, I want to go into defense mode. But I ain't got to be defensive. He ain't about to hurt me. Right? If you know your mate. But anyways, it says... It says, so 6 is all about being willing. Number 7, humbly asked him to remove our shortcomings. The spiritual principle is humility. Now, in 6, I just become willing for him to remove them. In 7, I now ask him to remove them. Now, let me show you how easy step 7 is. Page 76 again. It says, when ready, we say something like this. My creator, I am now willing that you should have all of me, good and bad. I'm saying, God, take me as I am. Here go me with all my flaws, okay? I pray that you now remove from me every single defect of character which stands in the way of my usefulness to you and my fellows. I'm asking that you remove the hoeing, the lying, the stealing. I don't want to be like that no more. I want to build a relationship with you, God. I want to be a better person, a better daughter, a better sister, a better mate, man. I don't want to be the same person I was, right? Grant me the strength as I go out from here to do your bidding. Amen. That's saying give me the strength, courage, and, everything I need to go out here and work for you. To go out here and do your will, not mine. Okay? It says we have then completed step 7. So when somebody asks you what step you on, do not say step 7. Don't say it. Because it is impossible to be on step 7, y'all. Step 7 is a damn prayer. Okay, so now we are on step 8. Made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. What's the principle, Pam?
I'm sorry?
What's the principle to step 8?
What is it?
Love.
Made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. Love.
Yes.
Love.
Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry. She be studying. She writing down everything. She wasn't ready for me.
What it is, love?
Love is the principle to step 8. Made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. Wait for your question. It says now we need more action. Page 76, right up under now step 7. Now we need more action, without which we find that faith without works is dead. That means I can lay in my bed and pray all I want to, but if I don't get up and put the application in, I'm going to not get the job. Faith without works is dead. Okay? That means I need to put some footwork behind this prayer for real. I can lay in my bed all I want to and pray for that thing, but if I don't get up and put no footwork behind it, faith without works is dead. Let's look at steps 8 and 9. Now, they coupled 2 in at the same time. We have a list of all persons we had harmed and to whom we are willing to make amends. We made it when we took the inventory. They saying, now in step 8, it's saying made a list, but they telling me you already got the list. You wrote it down when you was told to write on 4. So for those of you that still out here telling people to burn their 4th step up and put it in a bottle and throw it in the lake and kumbaya and all that shit, you're wrong. You're wrong. Don't tell people to do that because that's not the proper way. I am going to need my 4th step when I get to 8 to create this list, okay? Because the list of people is already on there. Now I just need to separate it on a separate sheet of paper so I can know who I'm making amends to. It says, made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. So usually what I tell my women, when we get to this step, because I do 6, 7, and 8 and all in the same sitting. Take me about an hour, okay? But I say, next week, bring your 4th step because we need to get this list together. And so while I'm doing the 5th step, I have my ladies writing checks next to the resentments and all that because those are the people she got to make amends to. She don't know it. She don't know it when we doing it. But that's the list right there. You know what I'm saying? Said I do now, huh? All right, hold on. I had 2 questions. You had one first.
Well, Robert, alcoholic. So I think when I did my steps again, my 4th step or 5th step, I'm sorry. I was confused, I guess because the way you had did it with me and how the way you put the check marks, you know, and then I didn't know why. At the end, you know, I know everybody does it differently, right? But I'm saying all this to say, when it came to the last time me and Leslie sat down and did 8 and 9 or whatever, I was like, well, you know, who am I making the amends to? And she was like, well, that's really up to you. And then I'm like, it was a lot of confusion for me. You know what I mean? I think maybe that's why I never, cause I'm like, well, cause you like, nigga, you need to apologize to everybody you never met in your life. And I'm like, well, yeah. But even still though, I feel like there was no
Format.
yeah for me to be like, okay, let me reach out to this person, see if we can meet up. You know what I mean? It was just kind of like, well, who do you? I kind of brought up to her some people that I felt like, you know, like I did wrong, but then they sent me to prison. So I'm like, do I really? Am I gonna be able to see them without swinging type of stuff? And then, but other than that, there was just no kind of format or whatever. And so yeah, I was just a little confused about that. Like, I know you do it that way, but is that something that most sponsors do? Is that a normal thing?
For shit, for me it's normal.
Yeah.
I mean, this is how everybody I know do it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's why it says it in the book. You got a list already. You made it when you took inventory. If we wasn't supposed to use those names in the 8th step, it wouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think everybody should, we all should sound alike. We all should be teaching alike. And I mean, because this information don't fluctuate. It doesn't change. Like, we all should sound like each other. You know what I'm saying? If we teaching the same shit straight out of the book. Caressa, and then...
Nope, I answered mine.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, hi, my name is Sonia. Okay, so in step 4, when you write your inventory, right, of everybody that you did harm to, right? And 8, everybody that you make a personal list of who you're gonna make amends to, are all those people who you're going to make amends like personally, like, or are those people, because like I could be people on my list and I'd be like, I want to make amends to them, but I don't want to go to them because it might open for me.
What step you on right now? We don't even need to be thinking about 9. You do not need to rack your brain with 9. You need to focus on 4. Okay? Because when you get to 9, all those things, all those questions you have will become apparent. They will make sense. But it shouldn't make sense to you now because you're not there yet. Okay? Yes. You got a question?
I did. Me? Until you just said that.
Okay. Well, yeah. Listen, and I want everybody to understand that. I ain't trying to shut you down. I'm just saying, what I'm saying is each step was put in chronological order for a very specific reason, and I don't need to be trying to jump 4 steps ahead when I'm on 4. Whatever information you hear that's really good to these steps, just table it. Put it on the shelf for later, man, because my mind is so, my mind is so distorted. It wants to confuse me. It wants me to be looking ahead so I don't stay focused on what I need to be looking. Because this is shit I need to be looking at right now that's very beneficial to making some positive changes. But my mind want me to jump forward. It want to distract me. So don't give in to that. Okay, focus on 1 step at a time. Each step of you are right where you supposed to be. Wherever God have you at right now, it is right where your ass is supposed to be, because nothing happens in this world by mistake. So even if you ain't farther, stop saying you should be farther. You right where you at. What you can do is stop fucking procrastinating though, because if you really should be farther and you're not, and you know that in your heart, stop procrastinating, man, and rededicate yourself to this process. You ain't got high, you ain't renewed, you ain't picked it up. So you got an opportunity to be like, okay, listen, I've been bullshitting, man. If I could be honest with myself, I've really been bullshitting for real. I've been bullshitting. I could have been had this done. I could have been did. I could have been like, you know what I'm saying? And rededicate yourself, man. Make this, because here's the thing. You're not going to be doing your steps for, like, it's not going to take the rest, like, a long ass time to get to 10, 11, and 12. It does not take that long. So I don't need to be procrastinating. I got a mind that's trying to fucking kill me, man. I need to stop giving in to all these damn distractions. I got every excuse in the world. My job, my kids, I'm like, fuck that. Do I want to be better or not? Because that's what this is about. It is about making some sacrifices. Especially if you got a mate, because you don't put his ass on hold, or her. You don't put her or him on hold. You talking to his or her ass every day. Like, I need to put my all into this, man, because it tells me if I'm not fearless and thorough from the very start. Okay, when it talks about some of us getting the results quickly and some slowly, guess who getting the results slowly? The motherfuckers that's procrastinating. Those are the people that still having a problem dealing with situations that they should intuitively know how to handle. Okay, those are the people that still stressed out about areas that you should know how to handle by now. Yes, question. I'm sorry, I went on a tangent.
Getting here.
So I feel like I'm a procrastinator on my men's, right? I feel like I'm confused on how to. So I'm not from here. Like most people that I need to make amends to are from where I'm from, right? I was told that like God presents an opportunity to make amends. But like, do I need to be reaching out to these people and try to have a conversation with them? Or, cause like, God's not just gonna put them in Cleveland and be like, here you go.
Yeah.
So I feel like I don't know how to go about it.
That's a good question, but it's a loaded answer. Because it would depend if these people are family or they're just a bunch of people that I lived around. Like, that would play a factor in. But ultimately, when I get on step 9, I need to take off. I need to be spending time. Like, I took days out of my week where I got all day pass and went to people's houses and knocked on doors, baby. Rain, sleet, or snow. I need to get the goal is to mark these names off this list. I need to shorten this list. And that's what my support group drilled into my head. You got to shorten the list. You got to shorten the list. So I let my sponsorees, oh, well, we might as well read it. May direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. Ashley, what's the principle?
What that y'all? Nah?
Yeah.
Forgiveness.
I got discipline and forgiveness. Somebody who got discipline. Some other people got discipline.
I
Yeah.
have forgiveness.
You got forgiveness? I do got discipline. I got discipline and maintenance for 10. Yeah, I was gonna ask y'all that because there's two of them that I was kind of unsure about. But made the direct amends to such people wherever possible. That answers your question, young lady. Made a direct amends to such people wherever possible. That means I need to be like, I was taught that we can't make amends over the phone.
No.
Okay. Now, I need to tell y'all that that's the way my support group taught me, and that's the way I teach my ladies. They told me that it's kind of insincere to be laying in your damn underwear saying, yeah, I apologize. They like, you need to look these people in they fucking eye, and you need to have your body posture need to be right. You don't need to be in a non-threatening stance, and you need to look these people in their eye and step right these wrongs. You got a question?
What if they are literally all over the country and you don't know when you're going to see these people?
So they're in the amends. There's a bunch of different ways you can make amends, okay? And so for the people that's out of town, my sponsorees save the money because they got to go out of fucking town, okay? I was willing to hurt people all over. So, shit, why ain't now it's time for me to spend some of my money and make this shit right. I'm like, shit, can I write a letter? Now, so I've had people save up money like, listen, man, you gotta go out of town. All your family is in this city, and so you need to go out there for the weekend and make all the amends you can make and come on back home, you know. But all over the world, we would need to discuss that because there's plenty of ways you can make amends. Like if you were scamming people online or something, you don't know who these people are. Like we can go to the Family Dollar and grab a bunch of personal hygiene items and drop them off at Normal Herb. You know, we can do that every week for 5-6 weeks or some shit. Like, depending on how much the financial amends is, like we can get creative. What we will not do is shrink. Okay. What we will not do is avoid looking these people in the eye that we can actually look in the eye. Because I can't grow spiritually doing nothing. Okay? I can make an excuse about everyone. You know what I'm saying? I can make up a reason why I can't do everything, all of the shit, you know. But yes.
What if they passed away?
When the people are deceased, we write an honest letter. Okay?
Me and Ashley did something really cool. We went to I got tickets early because they skyrocket if you wait to the last minute. We went to the Lantern Festival.
Oh, I wanna do.
And I wrote some amends down and put them. They had it was a whole package they give you where we had to make these little boxes or whatever that the light go in or whatever, and then you stayed out there all day and we got to tell our testimony and stuff like that. It was people there with like cancer, terminal illnesses, and things like that. And it was just a bunch of people with food trucks, and we was all vibing. And then when the sun went down, we all set our lanterns off in the lake or whatever. It was probably the most beautiful thing I had did. It's the most beautiful thing I have did in such some time. So like, there's different ways you can make amends to people that's deceased, and I thought that was a cool way to make one, to someone that's not here no more, but normally you write letters and you and your sponsor read them together, and I burn mine with my sponsor read sometimes.
It's
Yes.
gotta be detailed, cause y'all gave mine back like.
Yeah, gotta be detailed. The letter, Jardina, she done handed me some shit talking about.
My bad.
Yeah, my bad. It was like 3-4 sentences. I said, You are going to write, when I say write an honest letter, pretend like this deceased person is sitting across from you. What would you say to them if you could actually make the amends? And so this letter need to be heartfelt. It don't need to be some shit you done wrote on your lunch break. Okay? You got a question?
I do. Kind of two. Well, I'm on the harms outside of sex part.
Okay.
And I'm having trouble coming up with names.
The harms outside of the sex is simply everybody that I hurt physically. So this is everybody I physically fought. I was a fighter. I don't know about y'all, but I was a fighter. I was a mean drunk. So I'm the one to get drunk and want to fight the biggest person in the room. So you write down everybody you physically put your hands on, slapped, and fought. You write down all the people that you hurt emotionally. Grandma, because she had to pray me into these rooms. The people that lost sleep over me being out there. Okay, that's mom, dad, sisters, brothers, aunties, cousins. Like, it's some harms on there. You know what I'm saying? But these are the people that I hurt. Because if they made the sex conduct list, I already got them covered. So we talking about basically mainly family members and people that cared about me, best friends and stuff like that I hurt through that roller coaster ride. Yes.
Oh, wait.
Oh, she got a two-part question. Sorry.
So is it okay if you're just willing to apologize, or it only matters if you get past that and you apologize?
Good question. That's good. Cause I've always been willing. Block that. No.
I have to remember I got some intellectuals.
Sorry.
These my overthinkers over here. They at the same damn table. Yeah. Because that is a really good question, man. And for those of y'all that don't understand what she asking, she's saying like in 6. The whole point was for me to be willing, and then they telling me may direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so will injure them or others. So she's saying, is it okay if I'm willing to do it and I don't, or I don't get a chance to, but the fact that I was willing, is that enough? And
I mean, can I give a specific example?
give me a specific example, because it's hard to answer that without having the example, because technically, if I can make the amends, I cannot shy away from it under no circumstance. So tell me the situation.
Well, it's the you and Sean thing. I'm very willing. I put multiple hey, can you guys come see me for a few seconds or a few minutes, and I've done it multiple times. But I don't want to get upstairs.
Yeah. You can make mine tonight. I'll help you get to Sean's.
Got it.
Okay. That's a great, but all right. So, thank you for that. Because if you've tried to reach out to this person and it ain't working, then God is saying, not right now. Okay, I've had that happen to me. The girl even said she gonna meet me at Starbucks and have me up there looking like a damn fool. I don't even like Starbucks. No offense to Starbucks, but I'm up there like this line. The lines is long. Do I want coffee? The lines wrapped around it. I'm like, no, I'm not standing in that fucking line. Like, where's this girl at? She never should. She stood me up, and then she stood me up twice. And so that was God's way of saying, hey, try to clean your side. But in a situation where it's people that you are going to see, thank you for saying that. Because for y'all that's in sober living and treatment and things like that, naturally we tell people not to start trying to make no amends till they get to step 9. But if you harming people in your immediate area, your circle, it's okay to apologize to them. You know what I'm saying? You might have to double back and do it again when you really get to 9, but it's impossible to walk around these people that I'm harming and not try to set right these wrongs and try to clear the atmosphere so we can have a peaceful atmosphere. It is totally okay to apologize to somebody before you get to 9. When you say, okay, I realized that I crossed the line or I was over the top. Yeah, I apologize. Like, it's okay to do that. You got another question?
Oh.
Relia.
So what is your take on, like, I've had a sponsee, and I don't have any kids, you know what I'm saying? That is not I don't have any experience in that area.
Mm-hmm.
So what is your take on, as far as making amends to children, admitting where, because like you said, mentally harming them, stealing their peace, stealing their time and things like that. I am being told that she didn't do anything to them because, well, I was honest with them. They knew everything I was doing. They heard it from me before anybody in the street, so they're good.
No, the hell they not.
And I get that from what I see. And one, I know that's false. I know that for a fact. This program tells me that is truly false.
Because just because I think I didn't harm them don't mean I didn't harm them.
So what I'm saying is, what do you suggest that, you know what I'm saying, how do I go about that? Like, in helping her see, I went through, well, they were worried about you, the piece you stole, the time they had to come get you and take you to the hospital, and they over that.
Yeah. For some reason, 4 and 5 have its way of helping me see how much damage I really have done. So it's disturbing that this person didn't get that when they did 4 and 5, because what part of 4 you wrote the shit down, I didn't, okay, and 5, me pointing out all this selfishness and stuff. Like, what part didn't you connect? You couldn't connect the dots and all that messed up information we went over. And that's why Robin said what she said, because in my world, everybody I came in contact with, I gotta make an amends to. That's how shady I was and shicey. Even if I didn't like steal no money or anything like that, everybody I came in contact with, manipulating. I was just a sleazeball, man. Like, so with kids, I believe that kids have to be done more than once, and that's from my own personal experience. I did my daughter when she was about 15 or 16, and then she was like 14, and then when she got like 17, I felt like it was time to do it again. She could understand a little bit more better. She know about the disease of addiction now. And then when she turned like 20, it was like, all right, this is the last one. You grown now. You're an adult now. We just started building this relationship. And this is why I was doing this. This is what the amends is all about, And so I made an amends to my daughter quite a few times, and the last time was like, this is gonna be the last time that I make this amends. You know what I'm saying? But it depends on the child and what damage have been done. Mom should always be willing to make the amends, whether I feel like I hurt them or not. So what could it hurt? It could not hurt. Even if I want to plant my flag there and say I ain't do no damage to them, man. I was honest with them. That don't mean they didn't suffer emotionally behind that shit. They might have been like glad, okay, thanks mom for telling us the truth, but there was some hurt that took place. And so I need to allow her to be willing. I can't force her to be willing. She should want to do that shit in her heart. That should come from the heart. Another thing about, I know, oh, it's time. I need to, yeah, I'm done. Go ahead.
Ashley, I'll call you guys.